His Excellency General Yoweri Museveni does not own the presidency of Uganda. The office of president does not belong to General Museveni. No, it belongs to the people of Uganda.
Major General Muhoozi is a subject of debate due to persistent claims that his father, President Yoweri Museveni, is grooming the son to succeed him in an alleged scheme dubbed the Muhoozi Project.
It would be wrong for General Museveni to name anybody to succeed him because the presidency of Uganda does not belong to him. That would be a mistake, both ideologically and legally.
If General Muhoozi was not Museveni's son, most likely he would either be in jail or he would be somewhere, either in jail or under house arrest. Because we have had those cases of General Sejusa, General Tumukunde, faced similar consequences for lesser crime.
In 2013, General David Sejusa came out with a dossier telling Ugandans that President Museveni was grooming the son to take over the presidency.
Some observers believe that the military seeds planted in Kainerugaba will later sprout and help him to ascend to the presidency as part of a carefully calibrated plot orchestrated by his father.
For all these years, the sitting president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has been denying this. Okay? Even his son, Muhoozi Kainerugaba, on different occasions, media personalities have come out to ask him about the same. But he has always denied.
I don't have the ambition to be president. I'm very happy being in the military, and that's where I intend to stay for some time.
There's been talk about the Muhoozi project. What do you say about it?
It doesn't exist. Non-existent. That is a red herring.
That so-called project is non-existent. It simply does not exist.
Years have passed, the true face has come out. In the dossier of General Sejusa, there is a clip which was done by NTV, which I want you to listen to.
In the 2013 missive that later forced him to flee to exile in London for fear of his life, General David Sejusa named the then Army Chief, the late Aronda Nyakairima, Inspector General of Police General Kale Kaihura, and former Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi as those opposed to the alleged Muhoozi project. That a plot was afoot to assassinate senior army officers and government officials opposed to Muhoozi succeeding his father.
In this clip, General Sejusa went on to say that the people who are opposed to Muhoozi project were 1, General Kale Kaihura, 2, Mama Mbabazi, and 3, Aronda Nyakairima. Let's focus on those 3. Aronda Nyakairima died in a mysterious death. You all remember.
Ugandans this morning woke up to the news of the demise of Uganda's Internal Affairs Minister, General Aronda Nyakairima. The general was traveling with 4 staff from the ministry on a flight from South Korea to Dubai.
When this happened, one of them called back. But what we are getting is that he died in sleep, but all this has to be investigated thoroughly well.
Nyakairima and his team had traveled to the Asian country for official business. This is one of the pictures of the team as they met officials in South Korea. Nyakairima died in the wee hours of Saturday morning. It is not yet clear what could have caused his death.
General Kale Kaihura is out of office, is out of the army, is out of the police. He was even imprisoned by the army.
General Kaihura, who was the police chief for 13 years, emerged for the first time in public since he was arrested from his village home in Diantonde on 13th June. He has been in detention in Machinde military barracks for 72 days.
Mama Mbabazi is out of government. Okay?
I stated in Chankwanzi that this was not the Museveni I knew, so I am saying something different.
So, those people who were mentioned by General Sejusa are all out of government. Think about it. For me, I think even Muhoozi doesn't know what is pushing him. But by the look of things, I think the family is pushing him so that they can secure their fortune, the stolen fortune, because they have amassed a lot of wealth. But remember, in our country, Uganda, there is the family and there is a state. Remember when Mugabe was being ousted from the presidency, the family wanted to take over. And the state, through Chiwenga, also wanted to take over. Mnangagwa wanted to take over. So the state collided with the family. In our case in Uganda, there is a family, the first family. Some members of the first family are also in the state. But the state is not united to bring Muhoozi. And let nobody lie to you, even Muhoozi doesn't match the caliber of the presidency. To tell you that the state is not united, the vice chairman of NRM, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, has ever come out and said that they are still standing with the President Museveni till his death. And all the NRM onchos came out and supported the same.
That's why for us who are rational, understanding, and grounded in the NRM, have said we still want General Museveni in charge. Come 2026, I am campaigning for General Museveni to come back as a flag bearer.
The old guard do not see a young boy in the name of Muhoozi leading them.
Let him compete against his father, and we shall defeat him like we've defeated others before.
First of all, Muhoozi is so detached from reality. During his birthday celebration, he made a speech, and this part caught my attention.
You people need to introduce me to Kampala. I don't know Kampala at all. I am like a foreigner in this city. I was saying, are we in Dinda? Where are we?
A person wants to lead a country which he doesn't know. I'm very sure Muhoozi doesn't know the price of posho. He doesn't know the price of sugar. I'm very sure that Muhoozi has never went to a petrol station to buy fuel, because they just bring a car to him, either to drive or to be driven. So the guy is so detached from reality. The people pushing him are only looking for a person to secure their fortune. I remember when President Museveni was in Western region, now years have passed, he said that he can not leave this country to hyenas and foxes. Listen to this video.
Museveni yahabura kubya icyo tuba kukigamba baje ngo icyo Museveni yagamba hakigwire icyo tubahabura nga icyo Museveni agende basigiho maze kutanya muze Uganda Uganda toho ni mbareba kandi nyina mani nyina mahe rero ngo ngende nsigira abanyayuganda emishege nyingo banindeba
So to President Museveni, those who want to take power from him are like foxes and hyenas. That's why every time there is an election, people are killed on the street. In the eyes of President Museveni, these people are foxes and hyenas.
The presidential hopeful has been arrested many times since. This is what security forces did to his car after he submitted nomination papers to run for president. Wine says he's been repeatedly beaten and tortured while police continue to crack down on his supporters. As word spread of the arrest of Bobby Wine, who these protesters want as president. That message was clear as they deface images of longtime leader Yoweri Museveni. Security forces responded by firing tear gas and arresting dozens of demonstrators.
And for those people who think that Muhoozi is going to come in 2026, I don't think so, because the way President Museveni loves power, if President Museveni dreams that he has left power, in the morning he has to rush to the hospital, because he doesn't see himself out of power in Uganda. He doesn't see himself out of power. That's why I keep on telling people, taunting Muhoozi as the next president in 2026, that they are dead dreaming. President Museveni loves power to an extent that he can sacrifice anything for it. So this brings me to another point. I think President Museveni wants his son to succeed him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to leave power. So they are just preparing him so that in case, God forbid, President Museveni dies, he can be able to take over. But remember that the chance for Muhoozi to be in presidency can only come when President Museveni is still alive. Because I don't see Muhoozi ascending to power after President Museveni's death. We've seen history. First of all, Muhoozi is not the wisest person in the army. Muhoozi is inept, is in that position because of his father, not because of success. There are very many competent people in the army. And Muhoozi engaging into politics, it has brought a slight crack in that door for the army personnel to also want to be president at some point. History teaches us a lot. A person who killed Thomas Sankara was the person standing behind Sankara when Sankara was giving speeches, was almost his deputy. It can happen in Uganda. General Muhanga may be the next enemy of Muhoozi. It is very possible, I know it. Gaddafi overthrew his uncle. I know it. Mnangagwa Chiwenga overthrew Mugabe. I know it. The army Muhoozi is boasting about, in case President Museveni is not around, trust me, that army cannot back him, because they also see him as an incompetent person. So for me, I think people are touting Muhoozi as the next president, not because he's so competent. That's why the family is on the forefront. Team MK, also headed by his uncle, is touting the guy everywhere. You can see even the guy when he's giving speeches, he lacks humor. Even written speeches, he cannot even read a written speech. Can you imagine? The guy is so detached from reality. He cannot lead this country. Those are the facts. Muhoozi is just a project of those who want to continuity of securing their looted wealth, but not in favor of most Ugandans. The problem with Uganda has always been transition. By the way, I don't have any problem for the son of the president run for presidency. I don't have the problem. But my problem is scheming, cajoling, okay, threatening everyone who may want to oppose it. That is my only problem. So for me, I don't see Muhoozi becoming president of this country. The only chance he may have is when his father is still alive. But even his father wants power. So after his father is gone, that army is boasting about cannot support him, because there are very many capable people in the army. Muhoozi has just been accelerated to those positions because his father is the president. Nothing else. Since Muhoozi is a Christian, I'll read the Bible for him. The Bible says, it's not for those who come out to take it, or those who plan for it, but it is for those who God favored to take it. So that is my point about the Muhoozi project and the Muhoozi presidency. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time to this YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and comment. It will give me more morale and energy to do such videos. Have a good day.